The last broadcast. In 2006, there was a small local radio station in Eldridge, Montana, called WZRT 104.3 FM. It was one of those barely on-the-map towns, population maybe 2,000, where everyone knew everyone. The station was run by a man named Art Lennox, a former war correspondent who had retired to a quiet life spinning vinyl and reading out community announcements. Art had one golden rule: no broadcasting after midnight. The town joked about it, saying Art must have had a bedtime or was scared of the dark. But when asked directly, he'd just shake his head and mutter something about signals getting weird. But one night, on October 13th, a new intern named Kyle broke the rule. Art had left early due to a migraine, and Kyle, young, cocky, and bored, decided to host a Midnight Madness show. He played some metal tracks, took prank calls, and even dared people to drive by the supposedly haunted grain silo on the edge of town. Then, around 12:42 a.m., Kyle received a call. There was no caller ID. Just the sound of heavy static, and then a faint voice. "Do you hear it now?" Kyle chuckled, assuming it was one of his friends pulling a prank. "Nice try. You'll need better material to scare me." Silence. Then louder. "Do you hear it now?" Kyle felt a jolt of discomfort. The voice had changed, less human, more layered, like several people speaking at once but not quite in sync. He cut the call and laughed it off on air. At 12:58 a.m., the station's emergency lights flickered on, even though there was no power outage. The equipment began to hum, and the record on the turntable started spinning backward. Kyle stared in shock as the speakers hissed and crackled, then emitted a low, bone-rattling growl that made the room feel colder. And then, it played. A sound not made by any human instrument. A melody like a lullaby from a nightmare, discordant, hollow, but hypnotic. Kyle couldn't move. His eyes glazed over. Listeners across Eldridge would later claim they woke up feeling cold and sick that night, some reporting terrible dreams of being buried alive in static. The next morning, Art returned to the station to find it empty. Kyle was gone. No sign of struggle. No broken locks. Just a microphone still warm and a faint, lingering buzz in the air. The tape from that night had been wiped clean, as if it had never recorded. Art closed the station permanently the next day. People whispered. About the frequency. About something that waits beyond 12 a.m. when the veil is thin and sound can travel, where it shouldn't. To this day, if you tune to 104.3 FM at exactly 12:43 a.m. on October 13th, just for a few seconds, you might hear a voice through the static. Do you hear it now? But don't answer. Because if you do, it might hear you too.